Follow us on Twitter. Insights.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSIIGHTS.
All right, y'all.
Man, we keep having these shows right in line with the Hurricanes. Rick, what you doing? What you doing?
Hey, Coach. It's all good, man. Just kind of sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting for the big storm to hit, waiting for the winds. This is what we do, though, until power goes out and until things happen. We're going to be here rocking and rolling.
Man, 2 weeks ago it was me. Now this week is you. And even though Helene came this way, I didn't know it was as bad down there till I was watching the Weather Channel and they were talking about the water surge and people trying to get cleaned up from Helene being down there.
Yeah, Coach, that's the thing, the surge and the areas that have already experienced the flooding, and they're going to have to go through it again. And it's tough. It's really tough. They still haven't picked up all the debris from Helene, and it's going to cause. It's going to be ugly. Tomorrow is going to be interesting when we wake up. Just area wide, it's going to be real interesting to see how we get through.
Well, Rick, where are you located?
Okay, so I'm in Wesley Chapel, which is just north of Tampa. I mean, if you go, for everyone familiar with Hillsborough County and Bruce B. Downs, the main road, I think one of the high schools is off of Bruce B. Downs, Freedom High School and all. Well, if you go up 6 miles, you run into Wesley Chapel, right beside 75. But we're so in Pasco County, it's a different county than Tampa. But we're inland, so that has buffered us and has been a saving grace for us for many years now. We've been here about 20 some years. And so we haven't losing power and stuff like that. We're on a good grid. We've been fortunate enough that has only happened to us for a long time once, and that was about 36 hours. And then other times for no longer than 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying this one here, this was coming when it hits, and when it comes across, then there's going to be enough hurricane sustaining winds that we could lose power for a minute. So that's what we're waiting for. I mean, that's all we can do is wait for it. I mean, since we decided not to run. And when I told you, you cracked me up. You're like, you're staying? Okay, then. You silly bear there. But that's just, I mean, I gave the choice to the fam. Okay. And then they turned it back. Well, what do you think? And I said, I'm staying. And I said, y'all go to Tally. Go. Mm-hmm. And they looked at me. If you staying, we staying. All right, blame it on the alcohol.
Oh, well,
no.
We're not going to talk about you in that cup again. We're going to leave that alone.
But I'm just so we're staying, and we're monitoring the news while we can. When the power goes off, we have a plan.
Rick, we continue to do and have these shows at the strangest time, power on, power off. About the third time we've been through the hurricane that we've had. I did one I was in the hospital with the birth of my grandson. You were without power one time. It was in the car. Talk about it was the purge. People walking around outside looking at you. It's like the purge, man. I don't know what's going on. You know, we've had some things where we continue to do the show, and people think, man, I know, no, that's not planned. That's not part of the script. We are live TV at its best and at its worst.
Facts. What you see is what you get. And talk about straight no chase. That's what we give you.
That's what we give you. I
Hey,
see
Diva.
Diva. And then she thought Milton acting a fool. Man, my son and I sitting here, Jeremiah, we sitting here watching the Weather Channel. He's like, Papa, there's people on that bridge with all that water. He said, why are they doing that? And who is that on the boat? Oh, Lord. There go the Pittsburgh Steelers fan that came up since they winning now. He came out the woodwork.
What up, Wing? Hey, man, I'm pissed off at y'all for Sunday, but that's another story for another day.
You creep. The sports people say, y'all be set. He said, Rick, is that cup windproof?
Diva, let me look into the camera good. So y'all, we're going to find out.
Cree said, me too. He said, Rick, man, I love our people. Shout out to Dr. Passad. Man, Dr. Passad got mad with me. He sent me some information. He said took me too long to get back to him. Share my thoughts on it. But that's my guy, Dr. Passad, be on it, boy. Each and every week on it. You know, each and every week. That there, Sports Diva, Creedell, we appreciate y'all in this weather and everything else that's going on. And Rick, I got a chance to in person meet your favorite student.
Okay.
Kingston Kimbrough. I met him. It's homecoming week at Rickards.
Okay.
We were at Rickards and they had a career week and they had 15, 20 different companies and businesses there. And Kingston walked over to me and just stood there. So I said, Kingston. I said, well, I was waiting on you to come over and introduce yourself. And that was the extent of our exchange.
Wow.
So I asked one of the instructors, I said, Kingston is always so quiet. They said, oh, yeah. They said, we stunned that he's doing what he's doing and talking because he said he's always quiet like that.
Wow.
Always.
That's all right.
Hello, my name is
Chicago
Kingston
Bears
Kimbrough, your
Vince
inside
Evans
student
from
correspondent here at
USC.
Gadsden County High
This
School.
contest
This is our
took
weekly
place
sports
on
update.
Soldier Field in
Homecoming
Chicago.
Man, I got a background echo on that. And that really bothers me because that was really, he was all dressed up and had his suit on and everything. I said, oh, Kingston, I'm scared of you. I said, I'm scared of you today.
Doing it up.
Yeah, man. You know, he's making it a thing where everybody now wants to be Kingston Kimbrough. So we had people come to us and I'm going to see what happens. They follow up. We had some students come up. They were interested in doing some of the skits and things that we did. Then we had somebody who works with the trio programs where I cut my teeth in Upward Bound and special services on campus. So we'll see what happens. We're talking about going to speak to them and their students and doing some things with them. So, you know, we kind of excited about what happened at Career Week at Rickards. You know, that was actually pretty good experience to go through that.
That's all right. That's all right, Coach. That's all right. Giving back. It's always for the kids. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And now, it's about that time.
Pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4. Here we
go. Roger. With the coach, Mickey Clayton on Insights. Two eyes in the middle. INSIIGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
Oh, yeah. Big game tomorrow. Homecoming. I have my trainee, Jeremiah, is my spotter. Man, he was all on board doing that last time. So we glad to have him back again. But man, some of these high school football teams in the area, they have really started playing some football, and it's a lot of those kids are young kids coming back around and getting better. And we did Godby early in the year.
Coach Jonathan Halston, he has those Godby Cougars playing. And one thing about them, where you have some teams that do it by running, some by passing, that offensive attack that the Cougars unleash is pure poison. Led by Lazarus Chambers, 6'3" junior. Man, he's thrown for almost 1,600 yards and 12 TDs already, 75 out of 121. He's got an electric group of receivers that are drawing a lot of interest from Power 5 institutions. You might need to go see Godby. They're rolling pretty good. At that receiver spot, they're led by number 3, Jamarin Simmons, a sophomore, averaging almost 86 points a game. Then you got a 6'2" junior, Tylen Vickers, 62 yards a game. Demarius Bunyan, 61 and a half a game. He also has a touchdown that he's run from scrimmage and has passed the ball. It's a good team, y'all. 4-2. They lost first game of the season, Battle of Southside, in a close game to Rickards, 21-22. They lost to Gadsden, 7-48. But they beat Leon 59-7, Childs 14-6, Swanee 29-26, Baker County 39-34. Keep playing like this, Godby. You thought you had trouble this year getting a schedule. It's going to be terribly difficult for you to get one for next year, especially with so many of those guys you have coming back next year. Congratulations, Godby, and good luck.
You know, the city plays better when the Southside schools, Godby and Rickards, have good teams. And Godby, we talked about them early. They have 2 younger guys, juniors and sophomores at Florida State, already offered them at wide receiver. And they just have, Rickards caught him, Gadsden caught him. But now Godby is really something to watch. And look at this, right?
The Gadsden Jaguars rolling this year, trying to show that 6-5 finish last year was just a precursor of what was to come. Right now, they're rolling at a 6-1 record, having manhandled Tift County early, 45-7. Then McCallie, 27-23. Then they beat Godby, 48-7. Godby's doing extremely well this year. The Gadsden Jaguars manhandled them. The only loss so far, Coffee, 27-14 at Coffee. Seminole County, 60-7. Impact Christian Academy, 7-0. Lincoln this past weekend, 31-21. Won 3 games in a row, sandwiched with a loss in that Coffee, but those 3 wins in a row, sandwiched with that 1 loss. With Florida High coming up this week, the Jaguars from Gadsden County, rolling pretty good. One of their star running backs, formerly at Rickards, we saw him often, Camarion Battles. He's a senior. He's averaging almost 170 yards a game, 166.6 yards per game, already with 10 touchdowns. And just to show that they're not a one-man team, that dual running back combination, another senior, number 4, Tristan Davis, 112 yards a game. Between them, doesn't take a lot of math, that's 278 between them. That running attack, devastating. Sophomore, 6'5" sophomore, Landon Doherty, 6'5", number 10, with a 109 QBR rating, 6 touchdowns and 641 yards. Gadsden Jaguars. And on defense, heading them up, number 25, Antonio Vasquez, a senior linebacker, averaging 11 tackles a game. Gadsden County, congratulations to an excellent start. You know, people in Gadsden County, they follow Gadsden County. For those of you who haven't seen them play, you need to see them. They'll be at Florida High this weekend. 6-1, Gadsden County Jaguars. Congratulations from Insights.
Man, that kid was tough, and Rickards was struggling last year, and he was the only thing they had. He just played with so much. Wasn't the only thing, but offensively, he just carried them. And people fussing because a lot of the kids that they had back at Gadsden County kids. Same thing Corey Fuller did. You know, when Corey went back, you know, they wanted to file charges on Corey because the kids from Quincy went back to Quincy. I'm like, y'all recruited them from Quincy to come to your school. Now they're going back to Quincy, and it's an issue and a problem. But Gadsden County rolling though. They rolling. They got Florida High. When they beat Lincoln, and Lincoln was undefeated at the time, it's in earth shocks around the city. Gadsden County to roll like that.
I mean, that two-headed monster seems tough. I mean, averaging almost 300 yards a game between them two. Ooh, you know what they're gonna do?
Right.
Now stop it.
Right. That's the thing right there. Now stop it. Now stop it. So they, and having the career day at Rickards and getting a chance to talk to some of the basketball and football players out there. And I sent a message to Eli Bryant, the basketball coach. I said, man, I'm in the gym in career week, and I've met almost half your basketball team. And they all knew who Insights was. They didn't know me, but they knew Insights. Oh, yeah, you the one sit up there in the corner up there and tape the games, and then we go back and watch the games on Insights. I said, man, y'all going to be nice. And they just such a well-mannered group of guys, just a very humble group that don't have that rough edge about them. And the guys on the Rickards football team that I got a chance to meet, they were the same. I mean, a lot of them downloaded the Insights app at the table. They pulled out their phone and said, man, I didn't know y'all had an app. And they downloaded it right there. So it was just kind of special. And the game now tomorrow with Choctaw's rolling pretty good. Rickards a little beat up, but this is for the district for that game tomorrow. So they're gonna have to bring it.
Oh boy.
Hello, my name is Kingston Kimbrough, your inside student correspondent here at James Rickards High School. This is our weekly sports update, homecoming edition. On Tuesday, there are golf tournaments. Our Raiders fall baseball team will be facing Florida High, and it's senior night for our Lady Raider volleyball team, who will be facing Family DRS. On Wednesday, our Raider bowling team has a match, and our swim team has a meet, and our Raider JV football team will be facing Lincoln. On Thursday, there will be golf tournaments. Our Lady Raiders volleyball team will be facing North Florida Christian, and our Raiders football team will be having their homecoming game against Choctaw. On Friday, our Raiders bowling team has a tournament, and on Saturday, our Raiders cross country team has a meet. Once again, I'm Kingston Kimbrough, and it's always One Nation, Raider Nation. Hello, my name is Kingston
Kimbrough. Now tell me he's not suave today. I mean,
see, because that's the homecoming fit. See, he's fit for the homecoming week. I feel him. I remember doing that my senior year, homecoming, the whole week. Just all fitted up. All week. Oh yeah. It's homecoming. Let's rock.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Good job.
That young man has a pretty good future with him. He's ninth grade, and
ninth grade.
He gonna be running this thing by the time he leave, and he's on it, boy. I got a lot of respect for him. He does it.
Love it.
Now we got, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special from Rick Brown. I see him looking up. If that stuff starts to blink and twink and go on and off, we'll know what happened.
Every college football season, there seems to be one Saturday where the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, when it actually does rain in Southern California. And there is usually one Saturday when multiple upsets take place in college football. This past Saturday was such a time. 5 out of the top 11 teams all lost. Number 4, Tennessee. Number 9, Missouri. Number 10, Michigan. And number 11, USC all fell on Saturday. But Rick, you said 5 of the top teams lost. You only named 4. Oh, there was also this.
I get in. But the only place you play in the SEC that's not hard to play is Vanderbilt.
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. How improbable an upset was this? Vandy was previously 0-10 against the AP number 1 team and 0-60 against top 5 teams. 0-60. Over. And the number 1 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, comes into Nashville. You know the last time Vandy beat Alabama in football? Anybody? Bueller? Try 1984, 40 years ago. Then this coming just a week after Bama defeated then number 1 Georgia? Hey, but as Jay-Z once rapped, it was all good just a week ago. It was like the team switched jerseys before the game or something. Bama could not stop Vandy's offense. Vanderbilt held the ball for more than 42 minutes, forced 2 turnovers, and had none. Vandy was 12 of 18 on third downs in this game. 12 of 18? Who does that against Bama? Well, Vandy did, and with it had the biggest football victory in school history. Now, despite the loss, Alabama at 4-1 is still in solid contention to make a run for the SEC title. And while this victory will not vault Vandy into the top 25, for at least one day, they can say they were the best in the land. This, my friends, is the reason most of us love sports.
And still celebrating. Yes, they are, probably. Oh, my goodness. That was crazy.
Man, that was a really good piece, Rick. And I like that rises in the west, sets in the east.
Yeah, some days, every college football season, there's one day where everything just seems crazy. And it seemed like this one, that just topped it off, Coach. That game, wow. Amazing.
Man, I'm loving your bits. They keep getting more and more creative. I'm loving them. And did you see the goalpost they took out? Did you see it going down the street in Nashville? That they were going down They were going down the street in Nashville with the goalposts. That reminds me of those old days when Florida State wasn't accustomed to winning, and they'd win a game and they'd shut off Tennessee Street and they'd party till Sunday night. And nobody would bother them, and they would just be in the middle of the street partying. And that's what I thought about when I saw that goalpost being toted down the street.
You know, it's something, man. My first time covering college football, I saw goalposts being torn down in back-to-back weeks, and it was the most amazing thing ever. The fastest was in Tennessee, where they tore down both goalposts in less than 30 seconds. Efficient there in Rocky Top Land. It was perfect. And then FSU lost to at North Carolina State with Chris Winke's first game or second game, and they ripped those goalposts down. And it's just you can feel the energy, man. It's amazing, just amazing. Congratulations, Vanderbilt.
That was a big time win there. That was a good piece. That was a big time. I said, wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, is my television right? I said, there's some things wrong with these scores I'm looking at today. What is going on here? Because this was a little crazy here.
Oh, show.
And I just saw something. Just saw it. Would NCAA pass something about changing the national letter of intent? That they're not. I'll have to do some research on that and figure out what in the world has the NCAA done now. But they're so desperate trying to hold on to some vestige of what they had before that made them wealthy. They're changing a whole lot of things because every time you turn around, they losing a lawsuit. So they're desperately trying to hold control. I said before, years ago, we said it on the show. The HBCUs need to get out the NCAA, go on to the NAIA like they used to be, and roll or do their own thing since they're not giving us that much money anyway, and let it roll.
Choosing what college to attend for an athlete is one of the first major decisions a high school student can make. What school can I grow as a person and athlete? Which school has the major I'm interested in? What's the best school to join well, you get the point. But with the transfer portal, if at first you don't find what you're looking for, try again and again and again, as long as you have eligibility. With that, let's answer some transfer portal questions. When can you transfer? There are currently 2 transfer windows that must be adhered to. It is usually 30 days after the end of the regular season and a second window following spring practice, which is usually 15 days. The dates for the upcoming transfer windows are scheduled for December 9th through January 7th, 2025, and April 16th through 30th, 2025. This may change if the NCAA decides to add a third window. A student athlete doesn't have to make a decision on the school by the time the window closes. They just have to have the name in the portal. How many times can a student athlete transfer? A student athlete may transfer as many times as they are academically eligible at their current institution, as well as meet the eligibility requirements and are on course to graduate at their new institution. So if they do this, they will not have to sit out a red shirt or transfer season. Yes, academics matter when it comes to transferring. In addition, a student can't be on any kind of disciplinary sanctions or probation from the school. What happens when the coach leaves? A coach leaving the school opens another 30-day window for student athletes in the transfer portal, even if it is after that window has closed, which happened this past college football season at Alabama and the University of Washington, to name a couple of places. Can you get a transfer after the season starts? No. You cannot be on the roster of one school at the beginning of the season, then mid-season leave and be playing for another school that same year. No. Suppose I declare and don't find a school. Once a student athlete officially declares, it isn't a guarantee that they will get a scholarship at another school. While their scholarship is good at their current school for this season, the current school doesn't have to renew the offer or hold that scholarship for the player if they decide to come back. Now, they're welcome back to the school, but most likely they will not be playing.
The portal gives student athletes better control over their academic and athletic development. However, with a record number of athletes entering the portal, it could come with a cost of not having any place to go. For the Mick and Rick Show, I'm the reporter, Rick Brown.
Great closing.
Yeah, coach, it's double-edged sword. I mean, you take a chance. You're taking a chance unless you're that man. But that third stringer who it's too many people out there. It was a record number of people in the transfer portal last year. 2,000. Over 2,000. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
And that part that you don't necessarily have, the school doesn't have to honor that scholarship now once you've entered the portal. You hadn't been playing anyway, which is one of the reasons you're in the portal. So by the time you put your name in the portal, they've given that scholarship to somebody else anyway.
Oh yeah. As soon as you do that, they're like, well, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I was making light of it there. It's a very important decision because kids, listen, this is important. And this, if it's not working out for you at the school, why isn't it working out? Is it generally just it's a bad fit? Or can you do something better? These are the tough questions and tough decisions that you need to make with someone who you really, with your parents, with someone who you really can talk to and who will really tell you the truth. If it's not a parent, maybe a former high school coach or someone. Don't jump into the portal lightly. That's all we're saying, because it may not be what you want it to be at the end.
And that part right there. And I've heard often about kids and transferring. And I've also heard a lot about the coaches saying that students don't know how to work hard. They don't put the extra time in to come and develop their game or work on their game or anything like that. And they think that they could get it all in practice or don't really worry about it. And once you kind of put yourself in that position and a coach doesn't think or believe that you really want to work hard to do it, it puts you in a bad position. It puts you in a bad position. And then you give them an out because now you mess around there and go on the transfer portal. Oh, he like, coach, you know, so-and-so came. He wanted to know, would you approve it? Because the coaches have to assign it. Oh, yeah. No, that stamp that we usually use, don't worry about that. Here, let me put my real signature on this because we don't have a problem. He want to go, we want him to be gone, you know. And I've heard some coaches say the issue that they have from their parents isn't worth what you get from the athlete. You know, I said, man, we need to go on and just let them rock out and do whatever it is they want to do. And then we don't have to worry about it because this right here is a mess.
We wish you well.
Wish you will.
Don't let the door hit you where you know the saying.
There you go. That's saying right there. That's saying right there. So that, you know, that's just part of it right there. And that's a real good piece because Florida State, they were saying that they had recruited that offensive line. Almost the whole line came through the transfer portal. And they were saying that they had really set themselves up for failure because none of the guys were starting at the schools that they transferred from. And so you're in a Power 5 league coming off an undefeated season with 5 out of your top 6 or 4 out of your top 5 guys transfers that don't have a whole lot of playing time. The only person that I've seen has been able to make that transfer portal work for him is Dion. And to much criticism, to much criticism. And now they got with number 25th ranked Kansas State this week. And both of them coming off a bye week. So it's going to be interesting. We need Colorado to continue to play and play well.
Kansas State. Don't we have some ties to Kansas State, the Mick and Rick show?
You know, Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Miller.
That should be a good game. That should be a good game.
Yes, sir.
I hope you have power. I want to see that game. I want to see that game.
See, this is the thing with not having power. When you don't have power, generally everywhere else you like to go doesn't have power either. Like it isn't like you can go to the sports bar. Right. You don't have power either.
Right.
So everybody in the same doggone spot.
No, I know where I'll be this weekend. Can you
be in Tallahassee, won't you?
Can you say Tallahassee?
I tell everybody why you'll be in Tallahassee, Rick.
Congratulations to my son, Rashad Brown, and Erica Harvey, his fiance, bringing in my second granddaughter, Raylan West Brown. Welcome, Raylan, or what I'm going to call you, Storm. For those who don't know, for those comic book people, they get it. Storm. Storm was a queen where she was raised, and it's Queen Aurora. Well, I'm not going to call her Aurora. I can't even pronounce it. So I'm just going to call her by her comic book name, Storm. Welcome to the world, Storm. I can't wait to meet you.
Congratulations from Insights, and we wish the new baby continued success. And look at Rick, y'all. That's what happened when each time you become a granddaddy. Rick, what's going on with Tenor Rock?
The Rock snapped their losing streak against Santa Fe, went down there and won a tight 38-37 victory. Sorry I missed that game. Wanted to go so bad, but was on baby alert, so I had to stay put for that game. I mean, but so now they're on the road this upcoming week. Excuse me. Well, if they play, I haven't heard anything about school cancellations or game cancellations yet or movements. So I'm waiting on to hear that. But big win by Tenor Rock last week. And look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, I think.
Okay. In 2 weeks, huh?
This is the coach from the Mick and Rick Show. You can see us Wednesdays live on Insights YouTube at 7:05. We talk about all types of sports topics and information. Everyone talks about Rick and his cup, but he talks quicker and quicker when that bottom is up. I'm just saying. What the damn hell?
That's funny. I think I speak well out of the cup. Tune in and tell me what you think. Mick and Rick, Wednesdays 7:05 on Insights YouTube.
They're going to stop messing with us, Cup. I'm telling you, they're going to stop messing with us, man. I just don't know why they're messing with us.
Last week we had the piece about the black NFL quarterbacks, and my book came. So I'm looking forward to being able to read it, get some knowledge on it. Rick, I know we lucky to get every minute that we could get in, but we're gonna cut this a little short today and keep you and the people on the west coast of Florida in prayer, and hope that everybody comes out okay.
Amen.
You and I will be in touch, and you need to let me know. And I'm sure that I will see you in a couple days, good Lord willing, and that everybody comes out with minimum damage.
Amen, 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 amen. I can't even say anything else. Look forward. Thanks for joining us on the Mick and Rick Show. Look forward to seeing y'all next week. Look forward to seeing you this weekend sometime, Coach.
And as always.
Your attention, please.
Stay up to date with the latest from Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSIIGHTS.
Insights is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.
Oh yeah, to those Alabama State fans who scheduled FAMU for homecoming. I'm like, I think that was a lesson learned there. We hope. Why would you do that? Who does that? Who in HBCU football would schedule their homecoming opponent as Florida A&M? And when you saw the game, the visitor side was well represented.
Well represented. Yes. Rattlers showed up and showed out and had a great time in Montgomery.
And they all talked about what it was like outside tailgating. They said it was special. Now, see, I have to be honest. When Alabama State comes to us, they roll like that too. I remember one year Bill Hayes made a mistake in the leadership meeting, talking about how we had drew so many people came for that contest that we surpassed what we had estimated to make for homecoming. Wow. And the president said, well, since you did so good, we're going to put the band up under you. And the expenses came to the athletic department. And we instantly went in a deficit. I said, Coach Hayes, the lesson learned from that is keep your damn mouth shut. Can't tell the president you got extra money, that you made some money, boy. Because they'll spend it for you. And what you gonna tell the president? No, I'm not gonna do it. We can't do it. That ain't gonna happen.
Not if you're gonna keep your job.
Not if you're gonna keep your job. Hey, we appreciate y'all. Hit the button down there. Click like, subscribe, follow Insights. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We'll be back next week. Oh, and to see that we're on the app. See, we're live on the app right this minute.
App it. You won't miss a show.
Won't miss it. Or anything else that we do. Tenor Rock, the high school teams here, Mick and Rick show, Claflin University weekly show, Remember the Legends, HBCU week, Sports Week, all of that. You get a chance to catch it on the app. And we appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Good night, all.
Out. Yo.
Be safe.
Your attention, please.
Stay up to date with the latest from Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSIIGHTS.
Insights is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.